Thanks for watching this week. I hope that these videos help you as you give you some hints and tips and just kind of get you ready to teach the kids on Sunday. So this week the kids are going to learn about the 10 lepers. Do you know that story? It's in Luke 17 and it starts at verse 11. I'm going to read it because it will seriously, the whole story you can read in less than 1 minute. So I'm going to read it to you. It says, "Now on his way to Jerusalem, Jesus traveled along the border between Samaria and Galilee. As he was going into a village, 10 men who had leprosy met him. They stood at a distance and called out in a loud voice, 'Jesus, Master, have pity on us.' When he saw them, he said, 'Go, show yourself to the priest.' And as they went, they were cleansed. One of them, when he saw he was healed, came back, praising God in a loud voice. He threw himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him, and he was a Samaritan. And Jesus asked, 'Were not all 10 cleansed? Where are the other 9? Was no one found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner?' Then he said to him, 'Rise and go, your faith has made you well.'" I love this story because Jesus wants to help everyone, and that's what the kids are learning, that Jesus wants to help me. Or I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Jesus wants to help me, and he wants to help the kids. And the other reason that I love this story is it reminds us to be thankful. And I know I'm thankful to God sometimes in the big stuff, but not always very grateful, especially in my heart for the little stuff that I know he does and provides for me every day. So this is a great reminder to me to be really thankful for all that God does for us. And I'm also thankful for the ways that he can help us do anything. So when we teach the kids this verse, we're going to have to teach them, or this lesson, we're going to have to teach them a little bit of what leprosy was like. I mean, and not that I know what it was like, but it was really horrible. These men were only sick with these horrible sores, but they were also thrown out of their homes. They literally had to leave the villages and homes. And the reason why they went and saw the priest, because the priest was the only one that would allow them to go back home if he really thought that they were healed. So we'll have to kind of give that background to the kids so that they'll kind of understand what this means a little bit. So a couple of the things, my tip for this week is, and my encouragement. And I never give you a tip because the tips I give are tips that I give myself first. And the first tip is for you small group leaders and teachers and everyone to bring your Bible with you. We're teaching the kids that this is true and it's God's word and that it's a treasure. And we should treasure it enough to have it with us on Sunday morning when we're teaching the kids. So if you don't have a Bible, let me know and I will get you a good Bible. But if you have one, let the kids see yours. So that's my tip. And even the 2-year-olds, I know, and I have been guilty of this, teaching the whole story without the Bible. Let them know, let them see you open the Bible, even if you're not reading from it. Let them see that you're opening it, and this is where the story's coming forth from it. And then, the kids, some of them bring their Bible, and some of them don't, or they don't have Bibles. And even the little 2- and 3-year-olds can start to learn the verse. And I know some of the 3-year-old parents who work with the verse on them. So it's important for you 3-year-old teachers to really teach those verses, because I know a couple of parents that love to work on those verses with their kids. So they can open up their pretend Bible, and it's 1 Peter 5, and see, I should know this too, 1 Peter 5:7, and we're going to cast all our anxieties on him because he cares for me. And just like these lepers knew who could help them, we can cast all our problems on Jesus because we know he cares for us. So that's a great verse, and that's what we're teaching the kids. Okay, I want to go over what we're going to be doing with the kids. The 2- and 3-year-olds, they're going to play a game called Match Game. And they're cards, and they have helpers, because Jesus can heal us, he can help us, but he also gives us people that help us. So there'll be 2 pictures of 2 nurses and 2 firemen, and the kids will just match the picture. This is a fireman. Who is this? This is a fireman. Can you find the other fireman? And they'll find the other fireman, and then you'll talk about how a fireman helps us. He can put out fires if we have a fire in our house, and how a doctor helps us. So it's a fun game. 2- and 3-year-olds will play that game. Now the other activity, the 4-year-olds will play a game of freeze tag. That Help Me, they played a couple weeks ago. They're going to play that again. And don't forget to teach the point. This will be a big group game. So if you have 2 or 3 centers in one room, or small groups, you can combine them and play a quick game of freeze tag. And then one of the leaders needs to connect that learning point. that, wow, you know what, in our Bible story, there are some people that needed help. I wonder who's going to help them. And then divide in your small groups, all the kids, 2s, 3s, 4s, and kinder. Before they come to story time, they're going to have a strip of these red dots, and there's a teaching point with them, and they're going to put, have you ever had sores? Have you ever had sores and they hurt so much? Well, we're going to learn about some people who had a really bad disease, and they had really bad, horrible owies all over them. So we're going to pretend and put owies all over us. And of course, the kids don't have to do that, but I think most of them will have really a lot of fun sticking these stickers all over them. And then they can come to story time with these stickers on them. And then, of course, when Jesus heals the lepers, they can take all their spots because Jesus can heal them too. So that's before story time. After story time, Saturday night, 2s and 3s are going to be making a man with leprosy. So they'll have a happy man and a sad man, and they'll put dots on the sad man, and they'll talk about how the man had leprosy. And then the teachers will help them tape a popsicle stick in it. And then I just staple these together. And then they can help you they can help tell the story about how the men with leprosy, Jesus healed them, and then they went. Then the one man came back and said, "Thank you." So I'm having Saturday night do this as well because I know you have a lot of 3-year-olds, and I think the other craft might be a little bit more difficult, especially for 3-year-olds. And I think this is cute too. But so this is what Saturday night 2s and 3s will be doing. Pre and kinder, they're going to be making puppets too, but they're going to be finger puppets. And they're already pretty much going to be made except for coloring them. They're actually going to have 10 finger puppets. And there's also, each child will have a baggie with this little fun finger puppet story on it. So you'll give them their baggie with their finger puppets on it. And on one side is the man that has leprosy, and on the other side, he's healed. And so then after they're done coloring their little finger puppets, the small group leaders can have them put them on their little fingers, and they're going to fit much better than they do on my finger. And then the small group leaders will read this little story, and the kids will go along with the story and actually play out the story. And then they can take these things home and do it with their parents. So that's pretty cool. And there's also a color sheet to go home or to do if you have some time in your class centers. Thanks for all you do. You are so important, and what you do is so important. I hope you have a great week, and I challenge you to read that story about the lepers in your Bible. See you soon.